Yeah.
Welcome to another episode of Roses Are Red podcast with your host, Mrs. Red Rose, her co-host, Sam I Am from the Married Couple Podcast, and AC from Midnight Media.
Welcome in, everyone. Hope everybody's had a fantastic weekend. Welcome to another episode of Headlights and Updates, or Updates and Headlights. And
we gave up.
Love
It's
it.
what's called that now.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's headlights.
yep.
If you
And I'm
guys
loving
follow this show, you know the evolution of headlights, and it's better if it's that. Trust me, it's just better.
It
if it's
absolutely is. It absolutely is. Headlights and updates.
Yeah.
In the morning.
Right. So I know AC's been waiting for this for such a long time, and you've been waiting for this update for a long time, and I know that you're going to be on the Mo Report show where the movie's going to be like, "You're not the father," but
Definitely not the father. Definitely not the father. No question. No question about that.
by the time this comes out, everybody will.
Oh,
Wait, am I the father?
no, I don't
Hold
know.
on.
Maybe she froze.
Rose, come back, man. You gotta tell us.
Baby, come
Yeah.
back.
Am I the any kind of fool could see? I was
Okay.
wrong.
I guess.
right,
I guess.
cool.
All right, we're back.
Yay.
Gypsy Rose and the gender of the baby is out.
What?
Yep. Yeah, I saw this. I'm not gonna spoil it.
All right.
So-
Well, I'm waiting on beta.
It's a
track.
dragon.
I haven't seen it. It's a
There you
dragon.
go.
It's a killer.
Dragon.
It's gonna give birth to a little baby killer with a knife.
It's gonna cut its way out of her stomach.
Yes.
Wait.
like the alien. Hello, my baby. Hello, my darling. Hello, my right arm gone.
That is the best part of Spaceballs.
It's the best. The best. If you refuse me, honey, you'll lose me. Then I'll be left alone. Tell me your.
I'm still gonna clip all those things. So here's the update.
All right.
And you are Gypsy Rose Blanchard.
Oh, hold on. Sorry, my bad.
I'm your mom.
I'm your dad.
And you are
No, you're not.
Gypsy Rose Blanchard reveals the gender of her baby.
What do you guys think it is?
I know what it is.
It's a girl, I think.
Oh,
I don't know.
man,
Did I get
I'm
it?
sorry. I'm sorry that I saw it. Yeah,
Used Instagram August 10th to share photos from her gender reveal party. In a separate video,
I'm gonna fast forward this because it's a little bit.
Because I hate her voice.
Yeah.
Gypsy then shares a cute snap of the moment her and Ken pop balloons filled with pink confetti.
But they're not
This-
married.
There it is. Pink confetti.
Oh,
So what were we
wow.
saying? What were we saying last week about them not being married and they don't plan to get married? They're just boyfriend and girlfriend.
Their boyfriend and
All right.
girlfriend. You know what? There's so many things right now. Talks. I don't even know
Well,
what is.
She's going through it. She's going to.
Well,
Through
isn't
divorce.
she might be going to jail again?
Yes.
Mhm.
Ryan
Any
did
news on
come out
that?
and speak. Right after this, Ryan did come out and speak, which is the husband that's not divorced, and he says that he is going to get a paternity test because he just doesn't know. He doesn't think it's his, but the timeline and everything just doesn't add up, and he doesn't know.
You're talking about
So,
Peter Griffin's going to get a. Peter
Yes.
Griffin is getting the paternity test.
Peter
Yeah,
Griffin.
Yeah, it's the best. It's the best thing.
No.
Is that done through the amnio fluid, right? That's
Yeah, you can do
You
that
live with that.
prior to baby being
Hmm.
born with an amniocentesis.
Yeah.
Got it.
So what he's doing, he said he came out on TikTok saying, I have to take a DNA test for the court. I don't have a choice. The way the timeline mathematical updates doesn't add up. I don't think it's mine, but I don't know.
Wouldn't you want to know? When I would be
So-
waiting on bated breath. I'd be like, go get that fucking test now, so I can
Yeah,
figure out
like,
what I have to do with my
now.
life. I don't want to not know.
As
No
soon as it's
way.
safe to do
Right.
that amnio, let's do it. You know,
Let's do it. Either
that
you know,
way
the more
we're
you
not
pull, which
waiting until it's born.
Yeah.
yeah, because then it's worse. It's like baby crying. It's like, well, nobody wants it. So you know, like
You know who wants? You know who wants to collab with this one? You.
I
Out of
would
all
go
the
on a collab with
crazies
it.
or the crazies, JoJo Siwas wants to collab with Gypsy Rose.
You mean the big lesbian that talks like this?
Yes,
I'm changing
The one with the
everything, you
big
guys.
bows.
I'm changing everything, you guys.
It's worse than Miley Cyrus. Like Miley Cyrus sounds like a fucking lawnmower. That chick is horrible. Like she can sing, but like JoJo can do nothing.
Yeah,
Now she's just a big lesbian.
She can dance. I mean, that is something. Again, like I said, she
Good.
is has roots from Nebraska. She was from Omaha. Her mom made a whole ass studio, competitive studio, just for her, and allowed other girls to come dance. But I mean, the girl would dance from 8 hours a day. Made it onto Dance Moms, did all the things, and now she's just kind of going off the fucking rails.
Yeah, no, but she's worth millions. So
Yeah, I
what
know.
matters is that
She
she's-
keeps
that's
going
okay.
off
However
the
you get it,
rails.
whatever. Just like Gypsy Rose, she has
Yeah.
fans. She's gonna get her presence, and she's gonna. That's the way people live off of
You
their
know,
fan. Why have a fan base?
I don't
You know?
know if I would. I don't know if I would join up with Gypsy. I mean, JoJo, whatever. She's she's
train
the
wreck.
same age as Alex, I believe, or a little older. But she's what 2021. Alex is almost 20. So I mean, they were in the same competitions together and things like that. It was a big deal when her mom was at the competitions. They were all at the competitions and things. But I don't know if I were JoJo, if I would want to align with Gypsy.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't want that kind of crazy. I would want my
Right.
own kind of crazy. I wouldn't want to collab with another type of crazy. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I definitely would not.
Jesus. Are you sure? I mean, she's pretty cool though.
I'm going to be going through some famous scenarios and letting you know how I would handle them. This is If It Were Me.
I hate
I
her
feel like
so
I'm in the
much.
hot seat right
I
now.
do too.
What is she wearing?
I don't even know. It's like
just
she's
talked about
always
Gypsy Rose, like
wearing a dance costume. You know
If
what I mean?
if you need to constantly say that you're a lesbian, and that's like people who are vegan or like constantly cannot go through
That
a
is
sentence
true.
without telling
Or-
you that they're vegan.
Runners do the same thing. I get it.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
I'm guilty of that at times.
Jojo Siwa says she wants to take Gypsy Rose Blanchard to Disneyland.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah. She really did say that, didn't she? You don't think that that's like let me ride your coattail? Like let me you're popular. Let's work on
Maybe.
each other's hashtags.
I
Feels
again,
like
I
it.
don't know if I would want that kind of crazy following me because, yeah, I just
No.
no.
Let's see what she says. You guys want to see what she says?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not okay. When Gypsy Rose Blanchard got released from prison in December, the first thing she posted to Instagram was a selfie in her hotel room. If you were fresh out the slammer, what would your first post be?
I hate her so much. I hate the question. I hate the way she said it. I hate that her bra is peeking out of her fucking worker's
that's
vest
what
that
she
she has
wore.
no idea what that is.
Again,
She wore
she's
that to
always
Disney-
dressed.
What's
Huh?
wrong?
She wore that to Disneyland and got hammered at Disneyland. Like hammered.
Well, she's newly 21.
And I ate mad pussy, bro. I ate mad pussy.
Uh,
Let's see. It's more Gypsy Rose on. This is ridiculous.
My first post would be my mugshot.
If she wants to do music, would you ever collab with her?
No, but I would take her to Disneyland. I
oh shit.
Can we start fucking with this chick?
Yeah, we know it.
Can we
If I
trade
could take
Gypsy Rose for this chick? Because
Yeah.
I have shit to say about her.
We can. We can.
Live.
We can do it next Monday.
I hate her.
I'll
I
show.
hate her with
Let me
every
play you
fiber of my being.
I'm gonna play you the video of her where she's asking Gypsy Rose to collab real quick. Make sure. There you go. Is that okay? Can you guys see that okay?
Yep. Maybe if you can make it a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is that
bro.
good?
Yep, that's good.
What
All right,
dimension?
there.
What dimension did we land in? First comment. The collaboration for what? What are you collaborating for? The what? What are you doing?
Yeah,
Here
why?
you go.
Like a
Why?
song? I wanna
to all the
see
girls on
all
TikTok
that.
as well. She said you need to reach out to them and you need to reach out to Gypsy Rose Blanchard and you need to collab with them. I'm like, I do. I just don't know. Like, I get so afraid of shooting my shot because I'm like, what if my shot doesn't get taken?
Yeah.
I'm gonna vomit.
Yeah.
What am I shot doesn't get taken? You mean like put yourself out there and take a risk? Yeah, we all have to do that, sweetie. I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm so sorry. We all have to
Blame her
kind of
mom.
fail.
I blame her mom.
Yes, of course.
I don't mean
course.
to be that way.
Of course you blame your mom.
No, I
Absolutely.
do. I mean,
Yeah, I do too.
the-
And you have
Oh my God.
even more of a closer connection, but like, yeah, of course.
I don't know.
Good times breed soft people. And then soft people make bad times that makes hard people. It's like a big circular thing. It's like, I want to give a better
circle
life to my kid.
life.
Is that a better
Yeah.
life? Is that a better life? Like that, 'cause that's now you produced a weirdo. So is
Yeah.
that good times producing a weirdo?
I mean,
Okay.
in all the years that Alex danced, and she did, she was the competition kid, much like JoJo. Only it was only because she liked it for me. If she was ever like, "Mom, this is not it. I'm done. I don't want to do it," I'm like, "I'm good." Saves me a ton of money. You know what I mean? I was never
Some
that mom that
some
is
parents are
going
like,
to. Yeah,
you're
well,
doing
I
it.
wasn't reliving my glory days through her. I
Right.
didn't care,
Exactly. Vicarious.
I loved the time that I danced, but did I want, I wanted to be a rockette, but I wasn't going to push her to that, whatever she wanted to do. I took her to her first dance class and she's like, "Oh, mommy, I love this so much." I was like, "Well, then you can continue to do this."
Perfect.
Sabrina, I took her to her first dance class. She's like, "I'd rather do my own thing." I'm like, "Okay." So it was never me forcing that upon my children. It was like, "Well, let's try it. If you like it, great. And we'll continue." It was never me trying to relive those days.
Now imagine you spent $20,000 on a dance studio, and then the next day Alex is like, "I'm done." You're like, "Nope."
Well, I would have been like,
$20K.
"Okay, you're done," but all these other kids that came in have to still, they're going to pay me tuition for at
Right.
least this year. You know what I mean?
There you go. Yeah.
But again, I wouldn't have done that. That's just not. No, I mean, even
Right.
though she loved it, I wasn't going to cater to that. If she's going to do it, she's going to dance, and I'm not going to let her be homeschooled just so she can dance 8 hours a day. That's just not the type of mom I am.
I hear you. So the ultimate goal wasn't to be like a famous
No.
dancer.
No, it was just because she loved it.
But you would have been cool. Okay.
Yeah, it was really just because she loved
the difference is with her is because JoJo wanted fame always, right? That's the
well,
difference.
I don't know if she started off wanting that. I mean, she was so young. I mean, I don't even know how old. I mean, she was probably 10 or 12 even when she was on Dance Moms, even maybe younger.
4 years old, dude.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
at that point,
She was
is that
dancing
really the kid
forever, but
is that the
imagine
kid that
since you're-
wants it, or is it the mom that wants it at 4 years old? You know what I mean? Putting them on these shows, and it's just
but
like
if it works out, it becomes your career. Is that a good thing?
I mean, I don't
They
know.
pushed you.
I mean,
like a.
I'm not gonna. Yeah, I don't know.
good-
I'm not. I wasn't gonna put my kid in a pageant. You know what I mean? Those sorts of things.
I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not coming after you. I'm just saying, like,
No, I know.
the duality of them and like
Right.
the craziness that they did paid off, but it's like 1% of like people is that right?
Right.
But sometimes the
They
craziness
also
pays
had
off.
the money to
Like,
do it.
was insane.
You know what I mean?
Validates-
They also had the money to invest in their kid. I did not. And even if even if
What
I
happens when you
did, it
invest?
wouldn't have made her a better dancer. It wouldn't have made her, you know what I mean? I wasn't going to, I wasn't going to put my kid out just so I could live vicariously through her, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
I like that. I like
Yeah.
that.
So that was my
But
update.
but her crazy bitch. Ugh,
She's
her
cuckoo.
rocket.
so much. I gotta get her off my screen.
Like I said, I blame the parents.
She's just the most. She's just the most lesbian now. Like she's like, I'm a butch. I smoke a pack a day. Like so much. It's so much. It's too much.
Well,
I don't know.
Never mind. I'm gonna keep that.
I have a
thought to
prediction.
myself.
I have a prediction. I think. Yeah.
What's your
I
prediction?
have a prediction. I don't know. That's not gonna go well.
No, I don't think
It's not
so.
gonna go well. It's she's going too
I
fast.
don't-
And I'm not just saying like, oh, she's gonna like be not famous. Like she might be like, she might end up like Amanda Bynes, Britney Spears kind of.
Or
Fucked up.
Lindsay Lohan, but she's actually kind of coming back.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean?
Mhm.
It could be
Very
that.
much.
Yeah, very much so.
Who's the one that showed her cooter when she got out of the car?
That was Britney.
Britney Spears.
Britney.
Yep.
That
And she
one's-
shaved her
Cooter.
head and she did
Mhm.
all the other things. But she had been put in that
Mhm.
box as well. I mean, from a very young age. She was just like, again,
And
I
now she dances with
understand
knives,
that,
right?
like, yeah, I understand that mentality of like, fuck it, I am not going to be the good girl anymore. I
Mhm.
did that, only I wasn't, on a public stage, up until I turned 18, I was, like Sandra D, you know what I mean? And then I turned 18. I was like, I don't want to be like this anymore. I want to rebel. And I did. Thank goodness social media was not around back then.
Oh my god.
Right.
I would be
That was
constantly
my
reminded,
update.
like,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Any Wade Wilson this week?
Nothing. Well,
Yeah. Well, we touched upon him last week.
I mean, I saw some clips and I wasn't going to say anything, but now he's playing, I guess he might have like a boyfriend, a fiance. He's playing another role. Like he's got a lot of women now giving him money. And now men are giving him money.
Hmm?
Like a boyfriend on the outside or a boyfriend on the inside?
Well, who knows on the inside, but from the outside. And, these are all recorded
Oh,
getting
yeah.
leaks. Don't
This is all
forget to send
fantasy.
me,
That's all fantasy.
Well, yeah. If I was him and some guy was like, "Oh, I like you. I'm going to put money on your
Take it.
books," I'd be like, "Fuck yeah, baby. I'm
He's
in
like,
here for
you know what?
life.
I'll suck your dick. I'm
I'm
gonna suck your
gonna
dick
get
hard as hell.
as soon as I get
Yeah,
out."
who cares at this point? Yeah, as soon as I get out, I'm gonna suck the skin off your dick. Like, trust me, you're the boy. You're the boy. You're the boy. You're the one I choose to suck his dick. Right, as soon as I get out, trust me.
If I'm going to do that, that's what I'm going to do, and then it'll be you. But you got to wait for me. You got to wait.
Yeah, and I love you. The thing is, with the other people, I don't love them. I love you.
I don't love them. I love you.
I say whatever, dude. I'd be like, 20,
I would play it. I would totally play that. It doesn't matter. I mean, now on the inside, we don't know what he's doing. Maybe he's the one giving it out, or maybe he's the one taking it. We don't know. But
he's just leaning over the desk.
Like, oh.
Just do it. Just
Oh.
take it. Fucking take it.
Now that you just said that, the voice just reminded me. I mean, it shouldn't have, but it did. Do you remember that young gentleman
What?
married that old couple?
Yes.
Okay. So they are no longer going to have this baby. Apparently, he came
What?
out crying and sobbing. Yeah. So apparently, it wasn't like a surrogate.
Oh, you're talking. I'm sorry. You're talking about so.
Oh yeah.
So people understand. So you're talking about the couple weeks ago we talked.
Yes.
Yeah, about the old lady and the younger man. Apparently it wasn't like a surrogate, like she gave him a one-night pass. And and this is
so
how
he
this
got a
baby's
hall
been created.
pass.
He got a hall pass, and this is how this baby's created. But apparently now that baby mama is in jail allegedly, because she had an addiction. And so and she doesn't want to go forward on giving them this baby anymore either.
Well, how can she not though?
I'm going to keep my crack baby in jail.
You can't keep the baby in jail. You can't, if you're in jail,
No.
He
obviously has a claim to it. I mean, he could, if she's having it.
They have no idea where she's at.
Oh,
they don't know. Yeah, they have no idea where she's at. They just got word, and that was it. And so he was online crying, like, I can't believe she ruined my first Father's Day, my birthday, my this, that. And I'm like going,
My.
so these are all allegedlys.
I
I've
mean,
been
and
looking.
that goes to say, I mean, let's be real. The woman in that relationship, she was on Maury back in the day with her kid, her son. She's done a whole lot of things to be in the limelight. Is this just one of the next things that she's done? Oh, now we
Mhm.
can't find her. Are they spreading this propaganda of, oh, I gave him a hall pass. This is, it's not a surrogate. We didn't pay the money for it. All these things
Now
because it
you're
was just a way to get more limelight and drive people to their OnlyFans.
You know what? I think
Absolutely.
it's more
Of
to
course.
that because
Of course.
there was this thing that they were talking about buying this ranch. I think it was in Ohio. They wanted to buy this ranch for women that were abused and they would be able to go there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they were asking everybody to donate at least $1 because of all their followings that they had. Well, it fell through and they're like, no, we're not buying the ranch anymore. Never mind.
So they
So
just
a
got
lot
the
of
And they
people
dough.
skinned the
were,
kid. What did I say last week about? Yeah. What did I say last week? Remember you guys last night during the live
Yeah.
show that we did yesterday, the one that aired. I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry about that. I felt so bad in saying the things that I did, right? But look, it's true. People just keep the fucking the what's it called, the GoFundMe and all the other ones. Like people, they give much more than is needed, and these people, it's is it a scam because you got more money?
Mhm.
Is it? I don't know.
However,
so
if you get a
it's
GoFundMe and say
muddy
I'm going
water.
to do something good with it, like I'm going to do a ranch for
That's
battered women, and then it doesn't, then you go, oh no,
right.
never mind. I think in that respect, you should either give it back or put it towards something, a charitable thing, because that's what you were asking for. You weren't
Yeah.
asking for money for you. You were asking for a charitable. Why is that word hard tonight? Charitable cause.
I got
In that
No, you're right.
respect, I think
Mhm.
they should do something good with that money rather than going, never mind, we're just going to buy this house for us. You know what I mean? Or that's not what
That would mean
they
like a
said they were doing,
contract
but
in the
if it,
beginning.
well, they said that
Mhm.
she's done that before. So apparently, allegedly, this is
Yeah,
not the
it's
first
very
time. This is like the second time, but this was like maybe back in in the early 2000s that this happened. So I just kind of briefly glanced through it. I really wasn't going to share it, but I figured I'd just give a little bit of an update on that since it's a big headline on TikTok that's going through right now.
And we don't know their names or
with
anything.
people
We're just
talking.
saying, remember
It's
that married couple?
yeah, I'm
we
trying to
can
remember
find
the
it.
name.
Yeah. So it's
Cheryl and something. It's Cheryl and mm.
so it's an interracial couple that we talked about a couple of weeks ago, and she's very old and he is not. So the crux of
Right.
this, the reason why we even talk about this people is because she groomed him for a year.
Well, they say that is alleged. That is alleged. So it's Corin and Quran, Corin and Cheryl.
And you can find him on TikTok
Mhm.
under Corn. I think
Under
you'll be able to
disgusting
find
body.
So
him.
he is
Mhm.
23 and she is 60.
And I
So
think now they're much older. Now I think they're in their 30s. He's in his 30s and she's in her.
this came out in 2021. So he's now 25 or
25.
26. Oh wait, how many years is that?
Mhm.
3. So he's 26 and
Okay.
she's 63. So yeah, I mean
That's
it's
good.
really, they're not that much older than from what I'm looking at, but yeah.
I can't watch those TikToks
But if
with
that's
them.
but if
No
that's the
offense to
truth,
anybody that likes older women or older men.
I mean, to each
you
their
do.
own.
You married a 69-year-old man. What the fuck are you talking about?
No, I was
I-
dating a 65, but he didn't look like that at all. He did not look like that. I'm sorry, but he did
I can't
not.
even with you. I can't even with
I
you.
no,
I
no,
cannot
he did
even.
not look like that.
I can't even look at him. I can't. You.
No,
You.
I did. Yes,
No way.
but he didn't look like that. He wasn't like all.
How old were you?
I was 25.
Okay. All right. You know what?
But
I'm
he,
gonna
there's a
I'm saying he
40-year
did-
difference, right?
We're
40
gonna close this
years.
down.
But he did. You know what? Good night, everyone. Thanks for coming. Bye.
Good night, everybody.
I
I
mean,
mean, the hypocrisy is thick in the air.
But nobody didn't look like that at all.
Again, to each their
Okay,
own.
fine.
And
He doesn't look like
honestly, sometimes men age
I wouldn't be
better,
able to look at your
sometimes they
TikToks.
don't. But I do think when the roles are reversed and it's a younger man and an older woman, society doesn't accept it as much as younger woman, older man.
I believe that.
I think
That's
we
really
had
true.
this whole ass conversation when we
We did.
initially talked about it. But I feel that, and there's no reason it should be that way. I think because women, like a 63-year-old woman, is not able to have children. So one reason people get together
Keep trying.
is to procreate. I mean, she doesn't have eggs anymore to use for a surrogate. She would actually have to have a donor egg. Things like that. It doesn't look a lot of times, when not all the time, sometimes it's for love. But a lot of times when there's an older man and a younger woman, it's for money. That doesn't seem to be that dynamic either. So I think in this situation, a lot of people are going, I don't see it. If she was 63 in a smoke show, I mean, how many celebrities are just gorgeous still? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But she's
Like,
not a smoke show. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I
again,
would
yeah,
take down Meryl Streep. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Right,
I would take her
yeah.
down. Right.
And I mean, there's plenty of older male celebrities. I mean, Harrison Ford for one.
Really?
For me,
Al
he's still
Pacino?
so good looking. Yes.
Wow. Still?
Still so good looking.
Wow. He just been trying. Oh, okay. All right. Let me just position myself. Come on, man. That'd
Maybe
be
it's because
fucking
he's a grumpy
crazy.
old man. I don't know.
Ooh.
Maybe I like that.
Clint
But
Eastwood looking over at you like Gran Torino.
no,
That's mine right there,
not
Clint Eastwood.
but Sean Connery
Oh,
Sean Connery was
Yes.
always very good looking. You know what I mean? There's so
Mhm.
many of those older men that I find still very attractive. But again, in this dynamic, most people don't see that. What is he seeing in her that there is that attraction? And I think that's
But
why people have an issue with this.
just because
I
they
think,
can't put themselves in there, like, it could still happen the other way.
but
Like,
it
it could still be
could.
like, I see this person. No one's ever treated me like that. She treats me. She's maternal. She's a loving wife. She fucks good. Who knows what happens behind
I
closed
mean,
doors?
well,
You have
true.
a myriad
And
of reasons.
the thing is though, like with women, I could be with somebody that most people don't find conventionally attractive, but I see something, and as a woman, we see your brain before we see your looks. I mean, it is just the
Sweetheart,
way
as
it
a
is.
woman, you own the keys to sexuality. You can own the keys to who fucks. So, like,
Well,
of
that's
course you're
true.
gonna choose
But
whoever you want.
well,
Of course you're gonna
no,
choose
but
whoever you want.
I've not, I've, I find my husband very attractive, and most people do as well. But I've been with people who people don't find as attractive, and it's because I saw something in them, and that outward appearance doesn't mean as much, right?
So
I
you're
mean,
saying that we only like outward appearance?
I'm not saying you only do, but men see visually first, and then go and find find
So we
that.
think with our dicks, and then we think with our heads.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Usually. I mean, it's not all the time. I don't like to but men are visual, women are more feelings, and that's just kind of what makes us different. But and don't get me wrong, that's not to say that you couldn't meet somebody, find them, intriguing, and then find them attractive because of that. I'm not saying that can't be, but normally, in the way people look at it, I'm sure society is looking at this couple going, I don't see what he sees in her. Again, we don't see them behind closed doors, but I've seen her on Maury Povich. You know what I mean? Is there, obviously
ratchet.
there's been a show. She's
Mhm.
all, putting herself out there. What is it that he sees behind closed doors? What is that bit of it? Because usually if when people are in love, you can see that they are. AC, when I, see you and Allie together, I know you guys, work. You know what I mean? Rose, when you and Mr. Rose, are together, I've only seen you two together on, screen, but I can see that you guys work regardless of if I think you know what I mean? People see that. I don't
But
think
no,
people are seeing that with this couple. I think it seems fake, I guess is what I'm trying to say. I say that too
Yeah, people. It's hard for people to wrap their minds around the reasons why. But
Right. But
there's,
again, to
there
each
could
their
be.
own.
We're just.
If they're happy, I'm happy. You know what I mean? I don't fucking
Yeah.
care.
The only thing we're
doesn't-
talking about here is the year that he was groomed as a child. When he was underage, that's the
But
issue.
again, prove
If
it.
not, we wouldn't be talking about it.
Yeah, prove
I
it.
know, I'm with you.
So-
But I'm saying, like, the only reason we know about this is because Rose said, "Hey, this kid got groomed," and then we
Right.
went for it, right? Like,
Mhm.
and then it changed to like now we just don't like it because they're older. Like, hold on, wait a minute. She did something allegedly that could potentially be bad. Now prove it. Like, I'm with you.
Right.
Who's the perp? Who's the perp? Right? Like, are you going to tell on your
Right.
wife? But things could
Well,
change, and they could have a
spoke about
falling
that.
out.
He did speak about that, and he said, people are saying that she groomed me. She did not. Da, da, da. He did speak about
Okay.
about that
So
on
he,
TikTok.
so he said no.
Yeah, he said no. He came out on TikTok and said no. And they've done numerous of TikToks, interesting ones, but numerous ones. So you guys can go check them out over
Okay,
there.
so affirming their love and saying like she didn't touch me until I was of age.
Yeah, stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay.
And then, him taking her out to dinner, dates and stuff. So guys, go check him out on TikTok or YouTube or OF, either one. Have fun. And let me know what you guys find out.
I still will
You're
never
gonna find out
even
that
go look at
she
the
has-
OnlyFans. I will not look at it.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
I found out in my research that she has a very like bulbous vagina.
Well,
Mm. Well, I mean, she doesn't have teeth, so I'm sure she gives good head.
do you think he repopped
Gummy
your cherry?
Do you even know what that
Repopped her
means?
cherry?
She's like 65 and he's 25. There's no way he popped
You
her
mean-
cherry. She had a
you mean
kid on
did-
Maury
No, I'm
Povich in the
saying-
Did
90s.
she
I
do
said
anal
repopped
for the
it.
first time with him?
You think he repopped that
Do you know
one?
what popping your cherry means?
No, I'm just saying, do you think he repopped it? I mean, there had to be a dry spell at some
It doesn't grow
point.
back. It doesn't grow back. Does your hymen grow back?
No.
I'm just saying
No.
for her to remember what she,
What is happening?
Oh, I forgot how this was. You're so young.
Do you
Can
do you believe
repop my
that hymens grow
cherry?
back? Oh my god!
All right, do you guys have
Repopped it.
another? Sam, you got a story for us, AC?
I'll bring up a picture of fucking JoJo Siwa right now. I'll make you stare at her for
no,
a whole
no,
hour.
please don't, because you know
Am I
what?
next? Ladies always first. Ladies always
Okay.
first.
All right.
You ready? Or am I to go?
I can go. I have it ready. So I found
Cool.
this. I was telling AC before. When I look for Wednesday shows, or Wednesday news stories, I always happen upon ones that I go, oh, that could teeter on the line. And then there's the ones that I don't get to on the Wednesday or on How Was Your Day. And this is one of them that I thought actually when I saved it would be perfect for our show. So I feel like that's a lot of buildup. I hope it lives up to the hype.
Can I make a guess as to what it is?
Yes.
Does it have to do with Pop Tarts?
No.
Okay. Good. Carry on.
So a Florida mom claimed her neighbors were PDFs and tried to have them killed, authorities said. Deputies were ambushed instead. So what had happened was
Hard backfire.
this story came out on the 6th of August, so it's still fairly new. A Florida mother whose family is accused of ambushing law enforcement officers, killing one and injuring two, had sought to lure neighbors who she believed were PDFs PDF files into a fatal trap at her home, but was interrupted by law enforcement. They said on Monday the 5th. A search of the family's home in Eustis, northwest of Orlando, revealed more than 20 high-caliber rifles, shotguns, and pistols that had been staged around the living room. So these dudes were not playing, or these people were not playing. Authorities also found a stockpile of ammunition, body armor, gas masks, ready to eat meals, ghillie suits, anti-government propaganda, and media promoting conspiracy theories. This was nothing short of an ambush. The evidence will show that, said Bill Gladson, a state attorney for Florida's 5th Judicial Court.
Jiu-jitsu.
So Julie Sulpizio, 1948. She's 48 years old. Sulpizio,
Jesus.
Sulpizio, Sulpizio,
Jesus.
was arrested on suspicion of murder, attempted murder, and other crimes. The court records show she had been held without bail. Because of the nature of the alleged crime, the case must go before a grand jury within 21 days. Sulpizio's arraignment is scheduled for September 3rd, so we'll have some updates on that when we can get there. There's been a public offender assigned. So her husband, Michael Sulpizio, was found dead in the
Sulpizio.
family's home Friday after he fatally shot a Lake County Master Deputy Bradley Link, who was only 28, and critically injured a second. Words are hard, but not as hard as usual. Critically injured a second officer, Deputy First Class Stefano Gargano. A third officer, Master Deputy Sheriff Harold Howell, was also wounded.
God, those are two very tragically Italian people. Sulpizio and Gargano.
Yes.
How you doing?
Michael Sulpizio and the couple's 2 adult daughters were all found dead in on the family's couch. The body camera on Link, who was fatally shot, who was inside the family's home when he was shot multiple times, appeared to have captured the Sulpizios taking their own lives. So sheriffs first responded to the scene at 7:45 p.m. Friday when authorities were told that a woman, later identified as Julie Sulpizio, was assaulting her neighbors, whom she accused of being sinners, and saying, "I know what you did."
Last summer.
Yeah, right. The officer arrived. After an officer arrived, Julie Sulpizio identified herself as Helen under God's will, and her neighbors were involved in PDF files. One of the neighbors told the officer that Julie had tried to get them to walk to her house, but they didn't trust her. Later, in an interview with investigators, Sulpizio said she was trying to lure them to her home so her husband could kill them. She wasn't successful because
They can
of the
say like
deputies.
self-defense.
Yeah. So
Wow.
a detective. Yeah, this is insane. There's a lot of layers to this. A detective
I don't
investigating.
disagree with her necessarily.
What was that?
I don't necessarily. I don't disagree with her. They should die. Like the PDF files should definitely like get the
But
worst of it, right?
if
But like
they are though, it seems like she might have been a little
there's a process.
delulu.
There's a process too. Like
What state was this in?
What was that?
What state was
this
this
is
in?
Florida. The hardest
Florida
state.
woman. Of
Oh,
course.
okay. Well, because
Yeah.
you do know that
don't-
Louisiana now is
they
the
don't play
first
there.
state now to castrize PDF files.
Really?
What? Do what?
To castrate?
What are we doing with them?
Louisiana is the first state. It just passed through this week or
Is it
last week. that
chemical castration?
let me-
Anything else is mutilation.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah. So, really,
So
what had
that's why I was wondering
happened?
what state it was because you know.
Yeah, it's Florida. Basically,
Either way, there's,
in her
there's,
head.
there's a process to it, you know.
Yeah, I mean, she thought they were PDF files. Police came in and the husband was like, "We're gonna stand our ground." Blah blah blah. He shoots an officer, and rather than going to jail, they all committed suicide. They unalived themselves. And
Jesus.
Julie, who orchestrated it, the mom who orchestrated it, the adult daughters were 23 and 24, so they're not that adult. You know what I mean? They're adults, but they're young. You know what I mean? They're my daughter's age. They're your daughter's age. You know,
Yeah.
it's crazy how young they were, but they believed in this so much that they were gonna risk their own lives for it, which I think is nutty.
That's
So
insane.
we'll see what unfolds with this. Yeah. So the daughters were 23 and 22 years old of age. Mm-hmm.
That's crazy.
But imagine that's the so there's so much now like distrust with the systems that are supposed to take care of this that people are now either taking it into their own hands, like we've talked about for the last couple of weeks. You can be Batman if you want, but Batman's going to go to jail. You're just not Batman. You don't have the resources.
Right.
That's why there isn't that guy. There's no Thomas Wayne, right? So, or Bruce Wayne. So people are going to take it into it in their own hands. It's going to look like there's a lot of it, but we're only going to be blinded by the news with this kind of shit. It's going to seem like there's a lot of it. There just isn't. You know what I mean?
Well, right.
People are going to want to cleanse their streets, right? But they have to know that there's a process in America where you're innocent until proven guilty by a jury of your peers, and then they tell you, not even the judge, they tell you. You know?
And I don't think Julie Sulpizio had any reason to suspect her neighbors of being PDF files. I think she was delusional. They had conspiracy theory shit. They had their whole house, staged in case somebody was to come in, guns at every entrance, strategically put in case they had to have that shootout. I think they were
gaslit.
I mean, brainwashed.
Well, right. I mean, if she called herself Helen under God's will, I don't really think that she was operating on all cylinders, is my opinion.
Well, separate for me extremely pious and not operating on, because a person that's extremely religious sounds totally crazy.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Kind of. I mean, there was conspiracy theories, there was, propaganda, they had MREs, they were ready to hunker down in case, the end of the world comes. They have their guns strategically placed around the home. They were trying to lure said neighbors over because of a suspicion. I mean, there's nothing in there that says where Julie Sulpizio says, here's why I thought this. She just said, I thought this.
Evidence.
Yeah, there was nothing that has come out that said, I think they are this way because
but that's enough. When you're religious, when you're religious and have a direct relationship to God, He speaks to you directly. There's no one else on the line, right? It's just you and God. So that to you is way enough. Like that's enough for anyone.
I mean, let's take a look at the Catholic priests.
So many different
allegedly.
No,
that's not allegedly. That's actually one thing. It's not allegedly.
I'm just saying.
It's factual.
That's been tried already.
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
that's factual.
In that respect, they're men of God, so they get away with it. That's bullshit. So
no.
Well, I mean,
let's just
you're allowed to believe whatever you want.
Parish.
The consequences.
It's not just. It's in every parish. You know what I mean? It's not just.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't say every single parish has somebody.
Right, that's true.
Eventually, when they start moving people around, they could. But like, there's some wonderful Catholic pastors, I'm sure.
Yeah, there are.
And I'm saying it. I'm saying.
Well, my high school Latin teacher, my high school Latin teacher, his brother is a bishop. And I know the family. I mean, my teacher he's actually best friends with my parents' next door neighbor. I just saw them a while back when I went to a funeral, but I was like, he was a great man. There was and I'm sure his brother's the same, but there's so many prevalent because it's an easy way to hide. Any religion that says you can't marry or, have a relationship with someone, I think is a little sus. And the only reason they did that is is from way back in the day when there was women who tried to, be the woman behind the man and got power hungry. It has nothing to do with religion. It has everything to do with the power struggle. The Catholic Church was so in control back in the day. It was like if you were a priest or a pope, it was like being a king. It still kind of is, but not really. So, I mean, I don't know.
You are the king of religion, basically.
Well, absolutely, and I just
and
think
somehow an authority above a lot of people, and people kiss your, like, what is this bullshit? Like,
right?
Because you're a person. You were born out of a vagina, like I was. Like, Were you cracked in an
Exactly.
egg? I mean, bullshit.
Well,
Mean,
again,
wow.
it's frustrating where they're like, oh, it's handed down by God, and that's why we don't marry and things like that. Well, that's bullshit.
Bullshit.
It's complete
Bullshit.
bullshit, and it's been proven wrong. It was for the power hungry women who would try to get with the priest to be in that position of power.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you
So
would marry into it without, and of course, women are hysterical, and you can't think for yourselves or anything. So we don't want you
nope.
so close to power.
The
Obviously,
coolest
right?
story was about the woman pope, and that's why they have a hole in the chair to check it to see if it's a dude. Now,
Yep, of course, yeah. You got to
there was
check
a
to make
woman
sure.
pope.
That's going to do
Yeah,
the same thing with
no, yeah.
with sports now. They're going to be like, "You got a ding-a-ling?"
No, there's the papal chair when you get appointed
Yeah.
as pope. It has a cutout, and that's so somebody can go doop doop doop. That's a dick and balls.
Yeah.
You're not
Cough
a
for me?
girl. Yeah,
Right.
it's
Joke's on
crazy,
you.
and that's because one woman pretended to be a dude and became pope.
And it worked. And it fucking worked. Which is
It
crazy.
did work.
Yeah. Oh man, she was probably a great pope.
She was from everything from all the accounts that I've heard.
You are hysterical. Bye bye.
The men just got pissed off because she got one over on them, and they had to figure it out. And now they test.
Fucking men. Let's get rid of them. Let's castrate them all, and then let's put them in Louisiana. All the men.
I've realized that I have way too much useless knowledge in my brain.
But that's great because it works for us. It works for the show.
Yeah. Hell yeah. So the reason I asked you about Pop-Tarts was because
you found one about Pop-Tarts. Boom.
Oh my god.
Kentucky man.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Relish this one.
I was gonna move to Kentucky.
Why? What's in Kentucky?
It was a deal I had made with somebody that if I didn't find anything, I would settle at a certain time frame.
Oh.
And so I was gonna move to Kentucky.
You had one of those packs?
Oh man.
I had one of those packs.
Look, I just married a 70-year-old man. I'm 25. If it doesn't work out with him somehow, maybe he's gonna die soon. I don't know. I don't. I might outlive him. But if we don't, I'll marry you.
It was my ex-husband's best friend,
Oh wow. The plot thickens, Rose. You say we pop your cherries, dude. There are so many layers that come out every time we see.
But look, you want to know his funny thing is because every time I see Dave bring out that fucking puppet, his first name was Kermit.
The friend? The friend's name was Kermit?
I always
the one you colluded with?
The one, yeah. Yeah. We won't go with the last name because you guys would fucking laugh your ass. I'd be like, for real, Rose? Seriously?
Oh, we don't want to dox people.
Yeah.
You mean Google his ass?
Right.
Wow. What could be a bad name that goes after Kermit? Kermit.
I'll tell you guys afterwards.
Jesus. Yeah.
I can't help it. Sorry.
Kermit, Miss Piggy. Mr. Kermit. Hello, Mr. Miss Piggy. So look what you missed out on. Beautiful Kentucky. Right. The only thing in Kentucky is bourbon. And after that, probably not good. So McGuffin County, Kentucky. That's where you would have gone to meet your Prince Charming. A 39-year-old man is facing charges. This guy could have been it. Hey, come to Kentucky. I got a couple guns by the window.
I mean, he looks like a dude who would strangle somebody over Pop-Tarts. I'm just saying.
Absolutely. Like, did you get my gun? You ever put butter on a Pop-Tart? It's so friggin' good.
It is.
It is, yeah. If you haven't, then I think you should. Yeah. So a 39-year-old man is facing charges for allegedly threatening to kill his girlfriend and choking her until she passed out during a fight over Pop-Tarts. According to WDKY-TV on February 16th, earlier this year, Kentucky State Police troopers went to Appalachian Regional Hospital after receiving information from paramedics that they transported a suspected of domestic violence. And the troopers made contact with the victim and said that her boyfriend, Jeremiah Brown, got into an argument that day regarding Pop-Tarts. The victim... the victim of Pop-Tarts. The Pop-Tart, it's like takes them out of the toaster and just puts it against your face, like.
Gosh.
Yeah, come here, bitch. The victim allegedly Brown threatened at her at knife point, threw the knife on the ground, and then choked her. Like, fucking bitch, I'll kill you. Throws the knife on the ground, goes back into it, right? I wanted s'mores flavored. You got the fucking cherry frosted. I'm gonna kill you.
You ate the last 2 motherfucking Pop-Tarts. I
There
was
it is,
killed
yeah.
on that. I bought those for me.
You know, I get up in the middle of the night, have 6 Pop-Tarts in the middle of the night. You know.
Oh my god.
So, and here it is, threw the knife on the ground and choked her. Court documents cited that WDKY alleged that Brown told her, I'm going to kill you, and then choked her until she blacked out, which is acceptably sexy sometimes. Not in this case, I don't think.
Circumstances, and you can either tap out or have a safe word. You know
have a safe word, and you got to do it right. You got to do it right over here, and it's with your thumb. You don't do it with the whole thing, just the thumb.
Right, exactly.
You're trying to constrict some air pressure. You're not trying to kill him. I'll show you guys later. So,
I'm pretty sure I know.
Yeah. Well, you know. Just got to pop another cherry. Stick around, Rose. We got to teach you how to auto asphyxiate. So, so the motherfucker said, I'm going to kill you. And then Brown reportedly dragged the victim to the door and then threw her out of the house. Bitch, you get out until you bring me them Pop-Tarts.
Jeez Louise.
Which injured her right knee. Okay.
Wow.
Court documents say the victim had visible wounds on her knees and neck. Trooper spoke with Brown and said, we got into an argument. That's all he said. Troopers arrested Brown on the charges of first-degree strangulation and fourth-degree domestic assault, causing minor injury, but he bonded out the next day. Fucking system. A grand jury returned an indictment in June, so it took him a couple months to get indicted. That was issued for how do you say that? I'm reading it. I have my eyes closed. Why am I not reading it? I had the fucking word in my head. A warrant for his arrest. Yes. A bench warrant. And then, thank you. And then jail records show that he's in custody at Big Sandy Regional. Even their fucking jails sound like a big Sandy. Come on down to the beach, boys. Let's make some sandcastles down here. And so yeah, he's a dick, dude. Like he's a fucking. Dude. You know how many fried chicken we got in that Kentucky Fried Chicken? He's got so much diabetes by now.
I mean, do they just call it fried chicken?
I want to know more.
Sorry. I want to know more too.
Oh, they just call it FC? They just call it FC?
It's just fried chicken.
Yeah. Let's get out of the FC. So
I mean, we call it KFC.
You gotta click
it's KFC.
No, you're there.
No, they're in Kentucky. The K stands for Kentucky.
Right.
Yeah. Kentucky. Como decimos cubano. So yeah, so this person like over Pop-Tarts. I want to know more about the Pop-Tart thing, but I will tell you that.
I wish he said more about said argument. I feel like you need so much more. What?
This is an epidemic. Look at this. Man accused of assaulting girlfriend over toaster pastry. I would assault anyone for a Pillsbury toaster pastry with the spreadable icing on top. I will fucking kill you. I will fucking kill you.
Those are the best.
There's actually one that just popped up on my feed on Monday. Was last Monday was the man who had his pregnant girlfriend with a tortilla. She assaulted her with a tortilla. Fuck
yeah. Smack her across the face. You silly bitch. Here's a tortilla across the face. What are you gonna do with that? It's like hitting her with a napkin.
Right.
So yeah, that's what it is. The next story is not going to be as pretty. So enjoy that.
No, I like it. I have many questions. I would love for him to come out and tell us why he was so pissed off about the damn Pop-Tarts. I need to.
He's in jail. Like I'll never tell. He's addicted to Pop-Tarts. Poor man had a breakdown.
I want to know what flavor. I want to know.
Maybe she was a bitch. Maybe she was a bitch about it.
Maybe she's like, you're too fat.
Grabbed her ass. I'm too what, bitch? It grabbed her ass. That shit when the girl was like, oh my God. Yep. Don't do it. Fucking don't do it. The next one's rough. If I have 4 of them in front of me, that could be devastating for anybody.
Oh, go ahead.
This story I have.
Tabarone Honey.
His name is Tabarone Honey. He brutally murdered his ex-girlfriend's mother in 1998, in July, named Claudia Bin. Tebron was 22 when he broke into Mrs. Bin's house in Cedar City of Utah, and he was heavily on drugs and also been drinking a lot. He slashed her throat repeatedly, and he also stabbed her in multiple parts throughout her body. Bin's granddaughter or grandchildren, including Honey's 2-year-old daughter, were in the house when this happened.
No, come on.
So he was sentenced to
Die.
get the chair. Get the
Good.
chair. Just recently. This happened August 8th, 2024. So this just
So you're telling me that
recently.
the murder happened in 1990 something, and now is when he's going to get the chair?
Yes.
30 years later?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, that makes sense.
It amazes me how long it takes from conviction to the sentence being carried out. I know there's appeals, but not everybody appeals. Some people sit literally on death row with no appeal at all for their life, and they, some people die before. You know what I mean? It
takes
so
away the
long.
whole power of it. Yeah, the
Right.
power of it is gone because the same people who care about it are not even around. Like,
Well,
the
right.
guy
If it's
finally
30
died.
years later, I mean, yes, am I sad? But do I want it just to be fucking done? I don't want to go I'm not going to go see this dude get burned. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's morbid in itself. I don't know if I would, even if it was close, but it just amazes me how long it takes for somebody to actually be executed when they are given the death sentence.
Like, it's actually okay. Like, if you're like 45, like Arya, and you commit this kind of crime, you're like, you know what? 30 years? Yeah, I'll be good to go then. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, what are they?
Sure.
What are we taking away from them at this point? Most of the time they are older. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
Their ability to fucking enjoy it, I guess. Yeah. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. Several dozen people were outside protesting, quietly, peacefully, because they didn't want this to happen. Also, his last words started from a state. It's been what do you say? Hold on, give me 1 second. It's been, if it needs to be done for them to heal, let's do it, is what he said to the family.
That's actually pretty profound.
His last words
If it needs
to
to be
his inmates. Yeah, if that's gonna make the family heal, then let's go ahead and just fucking get it over with. Kind of like how I
But
feel.
whose decision is that?
On
You know what I mean, like,
on the
if
judge.
it's gonna make the family heal, let's get it done. Like, who decides that?
I mean, that was his last words, though. I think
Yeah.
that's what he was just like, listen, do it. If it's going to be good, let's just do it.
I'm not going to appeal. I'm not going to do anything. Just go fast.
Yeah, I think he came to terms with it.
I mean,
I guess.
If he was really serious about it, you just fucking stab yourself in the neck with a fucking pencil.
That should have happened years ago.
Yeah.
Pussy. Dude, now. Okay? Go for it now. Now, we really want you dead, bro. Do it.
Yeah, and then his last words to his inmates were, if they tell you you cannot change, don't listen to them. To all my brothers and sisters here, continue to change. I love you all. Take care.
Bullshit. What he said was all bullshit. Remember, we just said that last week. Nobody can change Wade Wilson.
Right.
So,
And then he turned around and spoke to the warden and the director of operation, and he said, he started thanking them for taking care of my family. Then he raised his head up, looked into his family, and said, I love you. His mother softly, like voice verbal, like, with her mouth said, I love you back.
She mouthed to him.
Yeah. And his last food was a breakfast sandwich.
Nice.
His last meal. So this is him. I'll play a little clip of it.
Very modest.
As a mother,
so that
you're always
murdering,
going to love your child. You're
Right.
always going to love your child. You may not agree with what they've done. You know, if one of my kids kills some, murders somebody in cold blood, I'm going to be the first, and I know about it. I'm going to call the cops and be like, hey, I know where they're at. I know who did this. However, I still love them. You know what I mean? That my love doesn't change. It just, am disappointed and
I hear
very,
you. That's hard for me to digest, because obviously I know about the unconditional love part, right? Of being a parent, but
right.
like it's hard for me to wrap my mind around it, because anyone of my friends or anybody in my family that I would feel could kill someone in cold blood, I would lose love for them. Like I would not love them anymore. Like me,
I
you
mean,
know what I mean? So
I have
the child thing is crazy.
I have family members that I don't care for, that I may not like, but I still love them because of, I guess my love is, if I give love, it is unconditional. You know what I mean? They're, if you're gonna, if you do something, it doesn't make me love you any less. I may not like the person you are, but I still love you,
At
you
what
know?
at what point do they have to do something to you? If they do something to you, would you like them any less?
I mean, I would not like, again, that I have love. I love my family,
But it
especially
also
my
depends what they
children.
do. It's not, of
Right.
course, yeah, but I mean, of course, but I'm saying, like, it also, there's steps to it, right? Like, there's a point where you're like, man, I can't love you anymore. You murdered 15 people,
Well, you
or,
can love
right?
them. You can't condone or like what they did. You don't have to even like the person or even be their friend, but you can still love them. There was a time my sister and I seem to
It's
get
funny.
along very well now, but I didn't talk to her for 2 years. Didn't mean I loved her any less. I just
No,
didn't
she
want to
didn't.
be around her. You know what I mean?
Sure, right. But I
I'm
mean, she didn't
holding
do
the
a heinous crime
boundary.
either, right? She didn't do like a heinous crime where
No,
everybody hates her.
but it's still, I'm not going to get into the family history. However,
No,
there
no,
have
please
been
don't.
some family members. I mean, and again, not talking about my sister now, but there have been family members that have done things, been in jail and things like that. Do I still love them? Yes. Do I condone or even want to spend a moment with them? No, but I still love them because they were, I had that
I guess
familial
I guess my
bond.
definition of love has to do with me having contact with you. So if nothing else jives with me, like I don't even like the person you are, then I guess I equate love with like how often I see you, or like how much we partake. You know what I'm saying? If not, it's just a word to me.
Well, that's a
You know what I mean?
condition though, correct? That's conditional. Unconditional
That you
love.
don't kill any people.
No, no,
Yeah, I
no.
mean,
On how much contact you have, if you, again, unconditional love is, again, this said family member that I'm speaking of,
Mhm.
is not in a good place now. Whatever, it's been, at least
But
probably
you
10 years since the last time I saw them. But I grew up idolizing that person. I love them. They were somebody dear to me. They have since strayed from the path that they were always there, you know what I mean? But strayed from that
you
path,
don't
and
have
I
to.
hold dear. I still love that person, and if that person passes, I'm gonna be sad. If that person was on death row, I would still say, I love you. I'm your family. Do I ever want to associate with that person? No.
No.
So I haven't talked to that person in 10 years, um, for a reason.
but you love
You
them.
know what I mean? But I
She
do
loved,
love them.
that past that they had together, the history that they
Not
had.
even the history. It was, well, yes, the history, the bond initially, again, this is
Of
a
course.
family
Yeah.
member.
Right.
But
Right. Of course.
again, I still have love for that. I mean, I love them. They are my family. If something bad happens to them or they put themselves in a situation like this, I would still be, I would want them to know I love them, but I don't condone and you're not my friend. You know what I mean? But I still love you. So
It's hard
Yeah.
for me. It's hard for me. I
And
don't have a family like that. Like everyone is tied to like how much we. I can't love someone I haven't seen in 10 years. I just can't. I would use a different word. And of course you're entitled. I'm not giving you a
no,
slight,
no. So
but
what's
it's
the
like,
word you would use?
I don't know. Like I would use family, but I wouldn't use love. Love to me is like
would you
supersedes.
use caring? Well, no, not even caring, huh?
You can't. I mean, you denounce what they've done. So like and no one's caring for anybody because you haven't seen each other in 10 years. Not because, let's say, not your thing, like where he's in jail. Like a person who consciously doesn't call you and doesn't want to be a part of your life, there's no way, call it conditional, but there's no way I'm going to love that person. He doesn't give me anything, you know, like and that sounds transactional, but it's like everybody wants love to get love, right? I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about like, call me, I'll call you back, you know, like.
So if it was your parent and
do they love me? Do they love me? Are they participant in my life? Do they actively make it better?
So you
what about a brother? What if there's a brother you grew up and then
I have several brothers.
Got married, right? One of them got married and you just don't talk to him at all after.
Hmm?
Wouldn't you still love them?
I didn't grow up with them enough to love them. So how can I love them? I don't know them. How can I love? To me is a vulnerability that you have, that you put out on display for someone. And then you're basically saying, please take care of me. I'm giving you this vulnerability where I love you. Now, if you pain me or if you don't reciprocate, how can I love? That's me. They're just talking about me, not you guys. How? No, but I'm saying, like
what if you grew up with one of your brothers, right? Let's say you grew up with one of them, and maybe when he was 27, he moved away and stopped talking to you for a good 6 years, and something happened bad. Knock on wood, it never does. But I was like, what if something does? Do you still love them, or do you care for them?
I love what I care for them, and I love the notion of what you were to me. But now it's a different situation, and I don't know if I would say love. I could say I loved you in the past tense, but like love now means like we have a relationship, we reciprocate, we care about each other, you know, call each other on birthdays.
Grandma
all those things go by.
Sorry.
Did I just call my grandma? She's dead.
I know. Dave knocked her ashes off his
oh my god, she's calling me. Where's my fucking urn, Adrian? Where's my fucking urn?
Worst part is right when we were talking about
I'm trying to say something serious. Grandma.
Well, I mean,
I'm trying to explain love.
Case in point, my dad's brother, who is 5 years older than him, passed away recently, and they haven't since their mom passed away, my nana. They've probably seen each other a couple of times. At the end, my dad stayed kind of in contact, but he was, my uncle had lung cancer and he went into hospice, and my dad and my mother went down to be with him for his last days, because no matter if my dad talked to him or even if he liked the person he was at that moment, I mean, or at various stages of their relationship, he still loved him because it was his brother, and he was going to he didn't have to. He could have said, you know what, we just don't jive. I'm not going to come down and be there for you. You know what I mean? And he didn't have to do that, because I'm not sure his brother would have reciprocated. But
how long were they like in a good place before they were in a bad place?
I don't think,
because if that always like,
I don't think they were in a great place.
Oh, okay. Because that to me, like, if you ask me the same question, I'm like, I have a brother I've met once. So like, do I love him?
Up
you know what I mean?
Together in a sorts. That's a whole rabbit hole we could go down, but we're not going there. They grew up together in a sorts. My dad's brother was the best man in his wedding, maybe because my dad was 19 and a half and family told him to. I don't know. I haven't asked. But again, in my lifetime, I probably can count on not even both hands how many times I had contact with my uncle. Yet my dad still loved him enough to he helped with the funeral. He helped pay for the funeral. He helped do these things because he loved his brother and he was family. You know what I mean? That's that unconditional love. Like, you know what? I love you. I don't necessarily like you. I may not necessarily like the things you do, but I do love you because, I guess that's what unconditional love is. I mean, regardless,
Yeah,
I have
guess.
love for you. So,
So
I mean, I have more questions. We can do this all day, but like
that whole
you know,
rabbit
it's
hole
just
came because
like
Right.
for
we
me,
were talking about
if I
mom, So
if I've met my brother once, if I met my brother once, I can't. Even if you look just like me, which he does, I met him for the first time. My older brother brought my middle brother. My little brother, I'm the middle one. He brought the little one I've never met before,
right.
and I'm 40 fucking something years old. We met, and we were almost the same person. And I
That is
still
different.
couldn't be like, I don't know who you are. I
That's
don't
different.
even know who.
yeah, but that's
You know what I
different
mean?
though. You never grew up with it. Like there's no bond
Right.
there versus somebody that maybe, like a best friend. You grew up with him, that you guys bonded throughout, middle school, high school, your
Right.
adulthood, and then he
Right.
leaves, does something tragically, and you're like, shit, I cared for him like he was my best friend.
Mhm.
Fuck, that sucks. You not
But
necessarily, you don't have
the
to
fucker's an
necessarily,
asshole. Like he killed the.
yeah, that like you're a
Well,
dick, but at the same time, but there's still a part of you that's like, fuck, I knew him. Like, you
if,
know what I
if
mean?
okay, in that scenario,
Yeah.
say said best friend kills somebody, and
But
you
it's
don't
different.
condone that.
Did
You
he
don't condone
murder someone or did he kill someone? You know, like, is it an
murder.
accident or did he murder someone?
He murders
Murder? Okay.
somebody.
With
Yeah.
his hands.
Whatever. However he
You know what I'm
decided
saying? It's
to murder.
different. You know? Yeah.
Right, but he murdered. It was a murder, and in him going through trial, he is sentenced to death. Blah blah blah. Reaches out and says, "You know what? I know I'm a shithead, but you were my best friend. Would you still, if he was like, I love you, dude. You're my bro. Would you say, I love you too, but I can't get behind anything that you've done here? Or would it be like, you know what? Even though I had love for you, that's gone."
The hell of a question. I'm not copping out to it, but like I genuinely don't know
That's
what
a
I would
hard one to
feel.
answer, right?
If it's a
Yeah.
murder, if here's the thing though, if he slowly chopped off the head of a kid, probably not. If he drunk drivingly killed a family of 3, maybe yes. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a huge distinction.
Right.
You plotted to saw a person. You could have stopped doing this at any time. That means you have bloodlust. You have like
Mhm.
a thing where you need to see that head come off. It's fucking carnivorous. You know what I'm saying? But
Mhm.
like or you had 2 beers and ran over a kid, I'd be like, okay, I'll be there for you. Like that could be me, but
Well,
this could never
again,
be me.
not saying
You know
you're
what I'm saying?
being
So I can't
you're
relate to that.
you can also have that thought of, you know what? I don't condone anything that you did. You're a murderous piece of sack of poop. However, if you're, never mind. My train of thought just went bloop. You're a murderous piece of poop, and but you're reaching out, say 30 years after being the murderous piece of poop, and they've had time to reflect and whatever. And he's like, you know what, dude? I understand why we've not talked this whole time. I'm a murderous piece of poop. However, this is my end of days and I'm trying to make amends. At that point, would you maybe,
That sounds pretty conditional to me.
well, no, what I'm saying
Right?
is, would you go, because of the love I had for you as my best friend, even though we haven't had contact and you're not giving me anything, I still care for you enough to go and at least hear you out?
If they were supremely remorseful, I think you feel the same way. If they were supremely remorseful without a shred of like lying about it, like insincerity, like it has to be like a long vetted thing. Like, how could I possibly want to make the life easier of a person that did this to a kid and sawed his head off? You know what I mean? Like, I don't care who you are. My dad could do it, and I can be like, "You piece of shit! Why did you do this?"
Right,
You
but
know?
you'd still love your dad,
And
though. Wouldn't you?
I don't know. I don't know if that would overshadow everything he's ever done. Like
You
killed a
you
kid
would
in cold
hate
blood.
everything about him, but you would still love him.
Okay, if you say so. I
Most
don't know.
I can't say most. I would still love my parent even if they did that. Even though fuck you guys, you did this. You know what I mean? That, that's how I
You
would
would
be.
still,
I would still
right.
love them though. They still gave me life. You know what I mean?
But
In that
love
respect.
but what does love mean? Like making their life easier? You know what I'm saying? Like would you help them have a better life than they would if they, you know what I'm saying? Like if you
No,
would
I would
intervene
still
and give
let
them,
them know. If they said I love you, I'd say I love you back because I do.
okay, but no like help to make their life easier because they're
No.
piece of shit
No.
murderer, right?
I wouldn't say just because I love you, I'm gonna let my fucking morals and everything go out the fucking shitter, and I'm gonna try to appeal and whatever. No, I'd be like, no, you fucking did this.
Mm.
You're gonna pay the, you do the time. But again, if my
Yeah.
mom said, mom or dad or daughter
Yeah.
said it did something so heinous, and they said, I know I did something, even if they didn't, I'm a piece of shit, whatever. I'm going to still tell them I love them, because I still do
Gotcha.
love them,
Yeah.
regardless of what they've done.
But they still
But I
Rose,
don't
the guy-
condone
the guy-
anything.
The guy who left the kid in the car is your brother. You gotta love him.
You know what?
You gotta love
Oh,
him.
but you know what? Pay for what you fucking
You
did.
know what I mean?
That shit. You know
But
what I mean?
you love him, right? You gonna tell him you love him?
Yeah, I'm absolutely gonna tell him love him, but it doesn't mean I love
Okay.
what his actions and what he did. Am I gonna
And
be like,
you get
no.
what you get. Yeah, you know
But
what I
that
mean?
shit, you know what? Now you're gonna fucking pay. Like
Okay.
you fucked
Same
up.
energy, right? Same energy if it's your family.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Okay.
absolutely,
Good.
100%. I wouldn't change my values on my looks on what I think is right or wrong. I wouldn't change it for just because you're my brother, sister. No, go.
You wouldn't cover up for your brother or sister. They said like, "Yo, I just fucking did something. Can you cover me up? Like, can you hide this?" No.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
Cool.
I've never done it. Haven't done it. Will never do
So
it.
there's family loyalty up to a point, and then I'm gonna rat you out.
There's
True.
it just, here's the thing. You have morals and values, right? And if someone does wrong, if I were to change that, how would I, then nobody would respect me, right? Because they would lose
True.
respect. But these are
Right.
these are my views, and guess what? Whether family or not, you've done wrong. You pay for what you fucking did.
I like
Whether
that.
you put a child in a car, whether you kill somebody, whether you murder. Sorry, you chose that path. I didn't choose it for you. That's your path. That's what you decided to do as an adult, not me.
Right. You
So
deserve what you get. However, I still love you.
yeah, I
You know,
still
I
love you,
still
but peace out. Have fun there.
right. You can
Don't
hold a
drop the piece
boundary
of
and
soap.
still love a person.
It's hard for me to keep
Just
those two
don't.
thoughts in my like just me. It's hard to keep those two thoughts in my mind because that's it. Like once you're out of my life, I'm gonna love you. You know what I mean? Like I don't even know what you're doing. I don't even know where you're. We don't talk. We don't. You know what I mean? To me, that's the way I would look at it. Maybe it's wrong. Maybe the way I look at it is wrong. Maybe my family's not tight knit either. Like I don't have uncles that I.
And maybe
love.
I love too much.
I don't think you're wrong. I don't think you're wrong.
I mean, that's the only, honestly, let's be real. Both of you guys, if, something was to happen and we didn't talk for a long time, I will always love you guys. That's a song, but I will always love you regardless.
But
I
I'm-
know I will always,
But I'm on Telegram chopping heads.
I will still love
Still
you.
love-
I'll be
still
like,
love
fuck
I'll
AC.
you,
still love
AC.
you, but I'll be the
But-
first one being
But
like,
I'll do a show about you.
That murderous motherfucker AC.
Also, yeah, we'll be like 911. It's AC.
Yeah. I'd probably
Oh,
call.
I love this
I'd
guy,
probably
but-
call Sam first. I'm like, did you see what AC is doing?
We'll be like, we gotta
I
go
love
to
him.
your other brother.
First of all, let me just tell you how much I love this guy. He's awesome. But what a murderous piece of shit.
No,
He lopped off 18
saying
kids'
it
heads.
that way, I love him. He's awesome. Is different than I truly have a feeling in my heart. I love you both like you're my siblings. So I mean, honestly, that is a different feeling than you're gonna love this guy. You know what I mean? I'd be like, holy shit, I can't believe. And if this was the instance, I'd be like, what the fuck? I can't believe AC did that. I thought we knew him better. However,
Yeah,
I
fucker.
would still love you regardless, and care what happens to you, even though I know you should get the book thrown at you.
Rot in
You know what I
jail.
mean?
Right.
Yeah.
I'm
And
gonna have
then
a
me and Sam
contract
would come back
written
and do
up.
a show.
Contract written up. If I do something like that, you have to say, you have to do a whole podcast about me, and then you got to go.
Yeah.
But we love him.
And I will
The
go
most heinous-
directly
I
to your
absolutely
face,
will.
right behind the bars, and I'd be like, I still love you.
Yes.
And I'd be like,
And then I would tell you,
Get away from me.
I'm gonna tell you, don't drop the bar of soap when you're taking a shower.
Mm.
Actually, we'll probably be like, you're in there, you deserve it. Drop the fucking soap. But we love
But
you.
I love you, Sam and Rose. I love you. Get me out of here.
Goodness.
What time is it? What do we got?
Gracious.
Gracious.
Some
So
rabbit
it's
hole.
1:19. Yeah, we went down a rabbit hole, but you know what? We
It's
do.
1:19.
No, we've been in
I'm sorry.
the show an
It's
hour
been
and
an hour
19.
19.
Oh,
Hour and 20 minutes.
But that's the best part of the show. We can go down rabbit holes, conspiracies, and stuff. As you know, if you guys check out our pin, that's what it says.
Yes.
you mean this one right here, or this one?
One of the ones. Remember the recording we did when we first started our shows? We did if you like conspiracies and you like
Rabbit
holes.
holes.
I saw.
We messed it
It's
all
the
up.
first one,
Yeah.
rabbit holes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was awesome. It came out great in the editing. It was awesome.
It did.
Yes.
Rabbit, like jazz hands. Rabbit, do you like death, murder?
We're your guys.
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. You know, Benny Hill music.
So
Goodness.
thank everyone for joining us and hanging out with us, and going down this rabbit hole with us. If you guys have any stories, let us know. Sam, I do know you have a show coming up on Wednesday with your
Yes.
amazing husband called
It's the Married Couple Podcast with underscores in between. It is that is our channel. It's How Was Your Day? AC knows my spiel. As AC calls it, we're a variety show. We have people call in. Dave has skewed from the top tens now. Now we're gonna do kind of a rotating thing of kind of special things. Last week or 2 weeks ago, when this airs, we did just a segment of Who's Coming With Me, but we have some new things coming up where like I've been going down a rabbit hole of like retro videos of like how to explain a period in the 1930s to like their PSAs, but it's like a cartoon. I know I totally know it, but or Burger King commercials from the 70s or just shit like that.
Hey, Jimmy, it looks like you have an erection. You know,
exactly.
You ever see that one? It's like the kid's wrestling with like calling the girl on a date, and it's like, does she have her period? Do you have?
Right. It's
like when girls get their period.
I mean, I put up a video of like the high kick record, and this lady did like 8,000 high kicks, and at the end they fucking undress her. There's a few things that I have that I want to kind of put out, and so we're going to kind of alternate those. So check us out. It's going to be a little new, a little exciting. I'm hoping Dave will figure out a theme song for whatever my segment is. I'm sure he will, just not quite yet. But join us every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Pacific, and 9 p.m. Eastern. And I do that completely backwards.
Now we have Sam. Sam is like, she's a maniac on the blow. Yeah.
And as always, stories. Yeah.
And hopefully one day I'll get invited back on that show.
You will.
One day. God, it's harder to get on that bitch than like Piers Morgan, dude. Like,
well, it just depends on when Dave feels like
fill out an application, and it's got to go through a process.
Well,
and then you got to go through 5 interviews.
She's a maniac on the
well, thank you everyone for joining us, and we will see you on Friday with our live with an amazing story that we're going to be having at that Friday. And then
our last one that we did is about Shelley Notek, about the book If You Tell, and we will have had my best friend Skylar on because she is in book club and we read the book, and it should be it is, if you thought Timothy Ferguson's story was nutty, this when you watch the Shelley Notek story, you will go, what in the actual fuck?
Yeah,
it's gonna make it look like a fucking daycare.
Yeah,
it's gonna make Peter Dupas look like a daycare.
Yeah. You have no idea.
And with that note, it's time for us to say goodnight. And I'm going to leave you with this one. Remember this, AC?
Let's talk about true crime, ladies. Which landlubbers got the next story?
I love it.
International
love
Pirate
that.
Day.
Love you, everyone. Good night.
She's a man eater.